The Story of Bottom and Titania, COVID-19 version. Once upon a time, in a little forest in Athens, there was a pandemic called the coronavirus. In this town, there are two fairies, Oberon and Titania. Titania is a queen of the fairies, and Oberon is the king of the fairies. Although these two are married, they do not get along very well. They are in a great big fight due to the fact that Titania has a servant that Oberon wants, and she refuses to give him up. This servant is so special to Titania not only because he is the child of her friend, but because he has a vaccination for the coronavirus. But the catch is, he is only allowed to give it to one person. The servant plans to use it on Titania, but Oberon wants it for himself. Oberon and Puck, Oberon's servant, want to play a dirty trick on Titania to make her give up the servant. They want to be able to be taken care of like her, so they are protected from the coronavirus as well. They decide that they want to take fairy juice and put it on Titania in order for her to fall in love with the creature. Once she falls in love with the creature, they will not lift the spell until she gives up the servant and the vaccination. In the forest, Oberon waits for Titania to go to sleep. He puts on his mask and grabs his syringe to go and put the fairy juice on her eyelids. As she falls asleep, he goes and puts the fairy juice on her eyelids. He uses a syringe in order to not make contact with her so that he does not get sick. On the other side of town, there is a group of craftsmen who are putting together a play to perform at the wedding for the king of Athens and his wife, all 6 feet apart, of course. Puck finds Bottom, who is a part of this play, and squirts him with fairy juice out of the syringe and turns his head into a donkey. His friends all make fun of him, and he runs off into the forest, not having a clue what they are making fun of. Back in the forest, Titania is peacefully sleeping. When morning arises, she wakes up while Bottom is passing by. She instantly falls in love with Bottom, who is a donkey but has no clue he is a donkey. She takes off her mask and professes her love for him. Forgetting about the coronavirus, they lay there together, not abiding by the 6 feet apart rule. Bottom lays with his head in her lap as she puts roses in his hair and kisses his head. Titania tells her fairies, Peace Blossom, Cobweb, Moth, and Mustard Seed, that they must listen and wait on her new lover Bottom. He orders them to rub his head and to find him some honey. Bottom tells Titania that he has a strange appetite for hay. They talk until they fall asleep in each other's arms. Oberon and Puck talk about how their plan has worked perfect. Now all they have to do is undo the spell in order to get the boy and the vaccination. They wake Titania and tell her she is under a spell and that they won't undo it until she gives up the boy and the vaccination. She agrees. Oberon takes his syringe and sprinkles the fairy juice on her. Titania jumps up and is confused why she is sleeping with a donkey like Bottom. She runs off into the forest. Puck then goes and puts fairy juice on Bottom's eyelids in order to turn him back into himself. Bottom then goes and finds his friends and reunites with them, and they are no longer making fun of him because he is no longer a donkey. They continue working on the play for the wedding. Oberon is overjoyed that he now has the servant and the vaccine. Oberon runs off with the servant happily because he is getting the vaccination and he will be freed from the coronavirus. The end.